Yeah.
All right, I'm going to call the monthly meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission, Livingston, Montana, on February 13th, 2024 at 4:39 p.m.
3:40 here. It's 1 hour.
3:30. I'm sorry, 3:39. Yeah, that's what it says. I added an hour.
No
Okay.
problem.
I
I can do roll call if you want. Chair Luther?
can have a roll call, please.
Yeah. Chair Luther?
Jack, here, present.
Tom Fluha
I'm here.
and Lindy Gibson.
Yes.
Okay, so we do have a quorum with 3 out of the currently serving 4 members. So we're good.
Did Ron resign? Or did he just
Yes, he
disappear?
just did not renew. So,
Okay.
so yeah, so, we want to move on to the approval of the minutes.
All right, any questions, comments, concerns about the minutes from January 9th, 2024?
Can you hear him?
Barely.
Okay, we're gonna see if this works. Yeah, I'm trying to switch it to different speakers.
I can hear it well.
Okay.
Barely, yeah.
Well, I want you to be able to hear too. Okay, I'm turn everything up and watch it's gonna blast out of the speakers. Okay. Sorry. So do y'all have any questions about the minutes from the last meeting?
No, I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
Okay. Did you hear that, Jack?
I did. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Hi, can I help you?
I was looking for where do you can court for your parking tickets?
I have no
Um,
idea.
Oh.
City court or,
Yeah, you have to go to the building on, right next door to TJ.
I've been, I was here, I was there, I'm back here again.
Nobody in this
second.
room can help.
There we go.
Okay. Sorry, little
Let's keep going.
human glitch. So, minutes are approved.
Next item would be general public comments. I see we have one member of the public here.
This is T, she is actually our applicant, so for the design review today.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, then there'll be no public comments. Item
No.
5, new business design review, ancient elements signs at 130 North Second Street, Suite 4, inside the Masonic Temple.
Jack, could we actually, I'm sorry, I messed up on the agenda. I forgot to put the election of new officers for 2024 first. Do you want to do that first and then we'll get to the design review?
Either way, I don't care.
Okay, well then let's do the design review because T's here.
Okay, let's do the design review. I looked at the application. I don't see any problems with it. I have no concerns with it. I'm happy with it. I'm glad that it was submitted. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
I agree with Jack and move that we approve it.
Oh, see? Okay, is there a second?
I second it.
A motion's been made and seconded to to approve the design review of the ancient element signs. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
I only have one question. What is behind you? What is that?
Yeah.
Is that
Your background?
a background?
They think you're on a beach.
I would love to be on the beach. No, it's actually a picture I took when we were in Hawaii, though.
Lovely.
Yes,
You can pretend like you're in Hawaii.
exactly. No, I'm here in Livingston, though.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so the designs as you submitted them, the one on the door, and then you're gonna have the sandwich board sign. And I will shoot you an email tomorrow, basically, or I think I actually already did telling you how far on the sidewalk, like where it needs to be.
Yes, ma'am, you did.
Okay, yeah, I think that's it. That was a
Yeah.
piece of cake.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Good
You
luck with your
too.
business.
Thank you. I appreciate it, sir.
Good luck with your business.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, then on under new business, action item B would be election of officers. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Basically, it's 2 out of 3. If you wanna do this.
okay, I nominate Jack as chair.
Oh, his doodle was that?
evidently.
You know, I've been chair 3 or 4 different times, and I think it's time for some new blood to come in there. I'm gone for the winter. It's kind of tough to do this, but if neither one of you want to do it, I'll be happy to continue. I don't care.
I don't mind, it's not a huge. You don't wanna do it?
I don't, I'll volunteer you.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, so Lindy's gonna nominate Tom, and do you wanna second that, Jack, as chair?
I would second that, yes.
Okay. All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Okay,
We can't-
that passes. Now we need a vice chair.
I nominate Lindy only because she's always here.
She is always here.
And,
Exactly. I would second that.
okay, all in favor? Oh, here, I can't do it. No, I can do that. I'm the
I
chairman.
can.
Yeah, well,
Right.
you pass, yeah, so do it. Go crazy.
Let's call the
The
question.
power.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Lindy, you are vice chair.
Lindy, you're the vice chair.
no, I'm scared and nervous.
No,
I'll take
Dick,
it.
why, don't be scared.
I just don't know parliamentary procedures.
We're gonna learn that.
Yeah,
Weren't you at
Jennifer
the,
will
weren't
walk
you at
me-
the meeting?
Well, yes, I was from noon to 2.
It's okay. That's the only one we had, and I'll lay it out for you, and I'll, the things you're supposed to say. And you just keep the meeting moving and on track, and we try to,
Please, just always show up.
I
he always
don't-
does.
I don't, I.
You
no
three
matter
are
what-
always here.
Yes,
It's
you
only
are.
Kristen
No
who's
matter
always
where
here.
I am.
You are here.
Yeah, so,
Good,
okay,
thank
so
you.
that's done. This was easy.
Should be tough for that.
Okay, I gotta look at that one. Anyway, old business. Do you wanna, you don't have your thing from you, so. Old. business.
What is the old business?
You called for old business, and on here, it's Catabatic Brewery.
Okay, old business and, the Catabatic Brewery, Jennifer.
Catabatic Brewery, we sent a just for the signs, because they didn't go through sign code or review, but they didn't get a permit either. And I think that's where our concern lies, is because it's, hanging out over the sidewalk. They also, again, didn't go through here. I feel like the design is extraordinarily similar to what they had there before, but they haven't gotten a permit, so they're gonna need to do both. We sent them a certified letter. Their ownership is listed as a PO box, and they never picked it up, so it got sent back to us. And the city manager now, it's in his hands as to what to do.
Somebody ought to go down there and have a beer and tell them they're in trouble.
I'm not gonna do that.
Is there such a thing as excusing a violation?
No, it's a
No, we have
violation.
to pay attention to it, okay.
Yeah, no, it's a
Even though it's
violation.
been-
We
okay.
drafted
They
a
have,
formal
they have
letter.
to take action. I mean, what would happen if they did?
A lot of staff time for them to just get waived at court, but they'd be taken to court. And we'd be paying for an attorney, the city
It's a
attorney, to do all this.
big-
So you would hope that the owner of Catabatic would save the city thousands of dollars in staff time.
And
And
just take a picture of their sign, put it in an application, bring it.
that's not my job. And
No, that's what they would have to do.
Yeah. That's unfortunately, I've got 1,000 other things, and it's fairly simple. So I think that, owner of Catabatic, he's called and asked questions before about permits. So I kind of just feel like, they just didn't realize that they needed one, because they already have one up.
They're good
I think that
people.
is what's happening.
Yeah,
So
we're
I
not-
think,
We're not after them to take their sign.
no. Because then they would say, you can't come in and drink beer. What's that? So. Is that faith?
Yes.
Um,
I thought
we're
she
so
dropped off
formal
the
here.
planet.
So yeah, so that's what's going on. I haven't forgotten about it. I'm also, can I bring up one other new business?
Sure.
Old business. I'm aware of the Hyde House never painted their sign. I'm not really sure what to do. I can write another letter. We've already sent two, I believe, but my role in this honestly is really, I'm trying to not be the code enforcement person because it's not my job and now that we have a person in place for that, and some people helping her, I'm trying to like help, like, hey, I can draft the letters and tell you what parts of the code need to go in there, but as far as following up on it, I can't, I don't have the bandwidth. But we haven't forgotten about it. I brought it up again to the city manager and said we need to kind of figure something out. I don't even have contact information for the owner.
Scott,
So
It's Scott Depew. Is Helen our code enforcement officer? Is there such a thing as issuing a fine to somebody, or how do you handle it when they don't properly respond?
there is a fine, it's stated in the letter. So now what's gonna
Okay.
happen is, again, we're probably gonna have to figure out a mailing address and, have, because the one that we had, it was delivered and it somehow, it took a while to get to them. I think he owns it maybe with somebody else. And so,
not sure. of it.
It was with
we,
his mom and dad, and his dad died, so it's Shirley Depew and
so,
son.
but we have to go with the property owner of record. We can't.
Yeah,
So anyway, that's something else. Unfortunately, Helen also, as you know, takes care of all the parking tickets, takes care of every other thing, light infractions, everything else. We're getting lots of complaints and there's only one Helen. And so, it's unfortunate and I'm sorry it's been lingering out there. I think that we've given him plenty of opportunity. He came in, he got the neon fixed. But, if you recall, he was here
Not sure.
last summer and said, I'm waiting for the rain to stop, and so it's not so hot so I can paint, and then that just never happened, and unfortunately, if he had come in and reached out to me and said, hey, I'm going through some other problems, this is what's going on, but I haven't heard anything, so I think, we're gonna find somebody, maybe it's Helen, to go in there and talk and one more time, and then I think then it moves on to enforcement through the courts, and it's a $300 a day fine, so I'm gonna guess it will be rectified quickly.
as a professional painter, it only has to be 42 degrees for him to paint, so, yeah.
I mean, this is his, if he says, here's the schedule, and we'll set a schedule with him, and we will say, because honestly, yeah, it's February. I'm fine if he says, here's my schedule, but no more, I'll get it done, I'll get it
Right.
done in a month, I'll get it, whatever.
Kicking the can down the
He's
road.
gonna have to sign something, is
Yeah.
typically how it would work. We would have to set up, I forget the name of the type of agreement you do with him. But then, and then whatever dates he says he's gonna do it, he either has to do it, or he and the attorney make another arrangement, or it goes to court. And our signs now for a sign infraction, it is $300 for each day, because each day is
day,
considered a
okay.
separate offense.
Okay.
And that was changed last year because, we had somebody that had already put their sign in, they didn't want it taken down, and they were like, fine, I'll just pay the fee of $300 for the fine.
Fee?
No, because it was
Oh.
only one time, and we
Oh,
said, well,
excuse me.
then we need to find a way to, if people want to comply with it. So, it's, the goal here is not to bankrupt people. The goal here is not to put people out of business. The goal is to get people to comply
Yeah.
with the sign code and the requirement to go through you for design review in the historic district. So, I mean, I just want to make that clear if anybody does see this recording. That is our primary goal at the city, is compliance with the code.
Yeah. that's right.
So,
So. I don't know where to leave this. If anybody sees Scott walking on the street, they might clue him into the fact that he's in trouble.
Jennifer, as a friend, I've known him all his life. Can I say something to him? I can leave here and
if you
go
could
in
just,
there.
if you can have
him a
him
nudge.
contact the city, just
Yeah.
ask him to contact the city about the sign, because we're gonna be.
I Well, I'll do that
Thanks.
today when I leave
Yeah,
here.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lindy. I appreciate it.
This is more trouble than it's worth for everybody.
His dad used to be the city attorney. He
it
knows
is,
better,
it's,
that monkey.
I think there's a lot of stuff going on. Again, I don't think, I
I
mean,
don't
he
know.
got the neon fixed and the neon wasn't cheap. Remember, he came and told us how much it was, and then one of them broke while they were fixing it, so we had to pay it to have that broken or fixed, and
Not
all
sure.
the neon is pretty fixed, I think.
It still says SE instead of house.
Oh, then those
Does
are
it?
new ones that went out. So I'll look at it tonight.
It's
Hypothetically, if I'm down here for something else, I'll take a picture
sure.
and
Sorry about that, but
yeah, it's
I
Mardi
see.
Gras. I gotta celebrate it.
I left-
Doesn't mean anything to people in Montana, but
You're really gonna go down there? To
No, not the Hyde
Louisiana?
House. I'll be down doing something for Mardi Gras, but I'll take a picture
Oh,
at night, just so that I can document what lights are out, because before, it was not all three of those lights. And I thought I remember going by there a couple months ago after he'd had and it was all fixed, so we'll figure it out, but that's the updates. Hyatt House, Catabatic, the lady, the applicant that was just here was super nice and great to work with. And she's like, I don't, other people said they've just been putting sidewalk signs, but I don't want to break any laws, and I was like, I thank you for that.
perfect, wonderful.
Yeah, that's it. And then now that you have all the power, you are the chair,
Power.
I can get you, so that's also, I'm
I've got a
please
few
forgive me for this month. Next month, I'll be back hopefully in order and organized and well caffeinated, or less caffeinated maybe. But this is the signature, just because I never brought it up. It's for the CLG pass-through money again, the Certified Local Government, historic, SHPA pass-through money that, because we're a CLG community, every year we get that non-competitive funding.
We just have to apply for it.
We just have to submit an application, but it's designated for CLG community. So we're gonna get that in, and now I can have you sign.
That's easy.
And that's gonna be submitted, I'd love to get it submitted today. I think it's due on the 15th. And then another thing I forgot to put on here, and I'm very, very sorry. I promise I'm not making light. I'm not trying to say you guys don't matter to
Move
me.
along.
Jack, you had asked about, or in an email, you just brought up the, this historic survey. And what we're doing is I've spoken to two, because the amounts, we're gonna split the surveys, we're gonna split the funding. And so for public procurement rules and regulations, we do not actually have to go out. And since this is so niche, we're gonna contract with them directly. So I've identified two people that are well qualified. The credentials have to come in for the contract and all that. And they're both in Montana. One's in Bozeman, one's in Billings, I think. That saves a little time on the
We
public.
have to pick.
They're both gonna be hired. We're gonna split it down the middle, so we will have two people working on the surveys. There's some other things in there too, and the scope of work that we did, at the end of it, we want to have a map, and what it may be is the CLG grant funding that's the go through will be awarded again in a couple months. So it might be that the map that we wanted at the end of all this to identify, do we need to change the mapping boundaries, put new properties in, take some out? That may just come in the next round instead of with this round, because when I look at the map and I looked at everything I got from you, Jack, and from the state, we have 8 extraordinarily in-depth, complete genealogy of anybody who ever walked through the doors for 8 properties downtown. And we have a lot more than 8 properties that are in the historic district. So for me, I think
She was overdoing. it.
getting the properties designated or getting the forms in on them is really, to me, the top priority for SHPA. I know that 2 properties that people have asked for some funding, some tax break funding for restoring historic buildings. They can't get that funding until those properties have been, the
Documented.
survey forms have been done. One of those is the Fainting Goat Building, and the other one is it's escaping me. I have it written on my board in my office. Sorry, but there's
Another one.
another one. So those will be their priorities, but we are going to be moving this along. I hope to have a contract in place maybe in 2 weeks. So thanks for your patience. We're gonna get this ball moving. We're gonna get stuff done. We're gonna get the surveys done. SHPA will be very happy. Because we've only had 8 of those properties looked at in depth since the 1979 register designation for that district. So
I think Jesse did about 13 or 14 properties downtown.
we do not have those records. We only have the records for 8.
Gosh.
I've got the records. I can send them to you. You let me
You
know
did
which
send
ones
them
you,
to me.
you
Yeah,
let me know which ones you've got and I'll send you the rest.
okay. It's gonna be very hard to send them by email. I'll work with you because they're very large.
Well, I can just give you
I always
the
like
addresses.
pages.
I can just give you the addresses if you want, and I think
I'll
that,
send you a list of what I have, but I had included yours in this folder that I have, and I only came up with 8, but yes, I don't want anybody duplicating efforts, so that would be great.
yeah, I think I gave you those addresses already, didn't I? And
You
the
gave me the
mu-
surveys.
the museum has copies of all those forms that Jesse submitted too, so.
Okay.
This'll
That's the-
be-
Yeah, first I've heard, that's why I'm wanting to get them all in one place digitally, and since they're city-sponsored surveys, the city probably should have a copy of them. And I guarantee the state doesn't have a copy, and that's who they were done for. That was why they gave us the money to do it. So I
What,
will,
what is the appropriate level of survey? Just like enough to do a plaque? or-
it's, there, the scope of work, no, it's a special form name, but it literally, the 2 people that I talked to that have done these all over, when I showed them 40 pages, they're like, yeah, it should be like 2 or 3 for each property, not 40. So work, if you're looking for something that
If you
detailed,
wanna write a book, it's free.
well, yeah, but
If you're doing academic
we
research.
need to get bang for our buck. So, the people that I've spoken with that we're gonna contract with, they understand that. I basically sent them those 8 surveys and said, here's what not to do for our purposes for
Well,
this.
They know what to do, so.
Yeah, we have that. We have them linked there. We're linking them to the National Register and the SHPA directions on how to fill out these forms.
Jennifer, good job, because this has been sort of out there for longer than it should have been.
Well, it's my fault too, because I had to get an extension on the grant because it sat there. So,
Okay.
now we're gonna move on. And once we get this going, this is great, because then each time we get money, we can just kind of more pieces, roll along. Yeah, we're not gonna be, for the foreseeable future, as far as I know, before the money they gave us was after Jesse had done the surveys, I think was just going towards the planner's salary. Because they serve as the historic, preservation officer, but I'm already getting paid, so we don't need to use that money for
Sure.
that. So I'd rather use it for surveys.
Right, what's next?
It's board comments.
Is there any new business?
That was the new business, was the design review and the officers.
Okay,
As far as being registered, and what was it, the fainting goat? I can't remember that. Don't you just go up to the clerk and recorder's office and look it up on one? of
I don't
the
do anything.
plats?
That's why.
I mean,
we're
isn't that how it's done?
I don't think so. There may be more to it than that, but it's property records, it's maps.
doesn't
it's-
the Painting
it's-
Goat have a plaque?
They may, but it's so, the building, they need this particular form filled out for the building, is what the state told me. So, again, that's, if they look and they find out it's already been done,
It's an established bureaucratic process.
then I want no part.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
I think it's just, there's a lot of moving parts. And, you know,
It-
I don't want anybody duplicating something we've already got 50 pages for. I
Right.
don't, we don't need anything else, but we'll see.
Okay, so moving right along, does anybody have any comments?
No, other than I used to work in the clerk and recorder's office in a different county, and I worked somewhat with title research. And is all they need to do is go, title search, excuse me, is go up to that office and it has it from the beginning. They do have records of it, the legal description as well as a photo of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and again, these people, they're
Gotta be
professionals,
documented.
they
These people
know.
evidently. know
They're
what
doing-
Yeah,
doing.
this is a very niche thing. I'm actually
Yeah.
shocked that we had 2 people that had reached out to me and said they did this,
They,
so.
yeah, okay, I see what you're
We
saying,
shouldn't
okay.
have to tell them how to do their job.
No, I'm not. That's why I had SHPA actually bless that scope of work that I brought to you. They looked at it and they said, this is the kind of thing you need. I basically took it from Bozeman, what they used. So,
Jack, do you have any comments?
I don't, I think Jennifer said something about an applicant for the board. Is that correct?
yes, I asked, Grant that yesterday, because they had published, asking for people to reapply. Kristen submitted her application, so she's gonna be continuing on. I'm not sure what's going on, but she will be continuing on in her role.
Okay.
Thomas continuing on in his role. Lindy, you and Jack are set for another year. And then Grant said he had talked to the city manager, said he had talked to somebody, just informally who expressed interest, somebody who has, like construction management experience, so a little bit different than the
Mhm.
background, but they understand. I think it could work. I mean, you guys are the ones that have to approve them to be on it, as far as I'm aware, so.
We
Um,
approve our own board member?
uh,
Just go to commission,
yeah, well, I'm sorry, you recommend to the commission.
okay.
Yeah, sorry, that you are correct. So I'll let you know when that happens, but Rand had said he'd follow up with this person to see, when they plan on submitting an application. And if for some reason that falls through, we'll keep posting it. We can function with 4 members. It's not ideal. But, we just need 3 members for a quorum.
You can have a tie with 4.
You can have a tie with 4, which makes it tricky. I will say, you guys never,
There hasn't been a lot. of
I think in the entire
There's-
time I've been here, there's been
Yeah.
one dissenting vote. One out of all the design reviews.
And I felt bad I did that. It was me.
Oh, no, then there was 2, because I wasn't thinking.
Oh, yeah, the fainting goal at the paint job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I
it's, so,
regret
yeah,
that.
you guys are pretty, and somebody
that-
said that about how, they don't show up, and I was like, no, you guys have shown up for we've had a forum for every meeting. I think you're maybe the only board that I've worked with that has had for every single meeting. And I don't think I've maybe canceled one of your meetings in all that
For
time,
lack of stuff to.
for
talk.
lack of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Now that we're getting the word out about the design review requirements, every time, I think I told you somebody's submitting a business license application, if it is in the historic district, they get a map, or they get an application. The person processing those is looking at the address and giving them an application and saying you need to go through for any exterior improvements. We put it in the newsletter. Right after we put it in the newsletter, we had 5 come through that next month, so.
The only thing I would say about that is if they can get out early, because we've seen a lot of applications that are incomplete or you can't tell what they're doing. And I think in future, we should maybe consider not approving those.
That is entirely up to you.
I know. I'm giving you my opinion.
I don't know how much
As a
more
board.
information we can get since we revamped the application. I
Well,
mean, I'm probably
you-
spending an hour plus on each of these because I'm going out saying, can you take a picture of this? Can we fill this in? So when something's missing on an application, I need you guys to tell me.
Well, the sooner we could get those things, the sooner we could.
Well, so the process isn't to bring them here. Oh, for you to look them over ahead of time.
Right, I mean, they're, if you have enough time to look at it, you can say, well, no, I can't understand where the sign
Yeah,
is or what.
But you also can tell them that discuss it in the meeting. That's really when it needs to come out anyway. But that way, if our application that we all agreed to update so that we got more information is still not getting the right information, then I need to know that so I can update the application.
Okay. Any more comments? I don't have anything to add. So, I would-
Congratulations to the new chair and vice chair.
oh my God, I'm so honored. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
thank you.
Power's gonna go to their head, Jack.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. I can just adjourn the meeting.
You can adjourn the meeting. We don't need a vote because it's actually on the thing
I declare this meeting adjourned.
at 4:08 PM.
You sound like you're from the south. I declare. I declare.
Thanks, Jack.
No, you speak
Have a
for-
good rest of your month.
Thank you. We'll see you next month probably.
Betsy, I said hello. Are we still recording?
We,
It's okay.
next meeting is